You are now watching virtual programming from Boys and Girls Club of Kentuckiana, which is being created to uplift our mission of enabling and inspiring young people, especially those most in need of our services. Hey there, it's Miss Exacia, the team lead at the Shawnee Boys and Girls Club. I'm enthusiastic about providing another video for you all to engage with me. Welcome to today's segment of Positive Action. We'll be going through Positive Action Lesson 56. When is enough enough? Before we begin, let's briefly recap the positive action system. Positive thoughts lead to positive actions, which lead to positive feelings. Simple, yet very important to living a balanced life. The materials you'll need for today's positive action lesson are a writing utensil, pen, pencil, whatever, your positive action journal, colored pencils or markers or crayons, whatever you have, and of course, water, because we want to keep hydrated. Okay, so for today's community builder, we are going to have a question, and it is something that is near and dear to me. So the question is, what is one item that you have that you cannot live without? Okay, so if you know me at all, my members definitely know this. I'm a big stuffed animal person. You all have seen me bring Woody into the club. You've seen me bring Bobo, my stuffed horse, into the club. I just love stuffed animals. So I cannot live without any of them. I love them all so much. They're like my little babies. But if I had to pick one, I would pick Teddy. I've had Teddy, who's a stuffed bear, since I was born, and he has gone with me through college, through every apartment that I lived in, just my best friend throughout my whole life. So if my house is on fire and I could only save one thing, forget my cell phone, my computer, forget everything else, I would go and grab Teddy. Okay, so that is my one thing, and I'm curious to see what your one thing is. Okay, and so if you would like to share it, feel free to put it in the comments below using hashtag one thing. And so yeah, I'm really excited to see what y'all say. Maybe some of you all are like me and you have a stuffed animal that just means the world to you. Okay, so I look forward to reading your comments and engaging with you all. The group agreement we have accepted includes honesty, respect, responsible commenting with zero tolerance for bullying or offensive language, and being present and positive. Interior designers look at space differently than we do. They are likely to ask, what do we do in that space? What tasks have to be done there? What furniture or other objects need to be there? And what we want to feel like when we're in that space. Designers suggest 3 reasons why we might live in this organization. They are, number 1, technological reasons. You don't have enough shelf space or closet space for all the stuff you have, or your storage closets are in the basement and your stuff never actually makes it there. Number 2, external realities. You are trying to live in 2 houses with 2 families, or you share a room with a sibling. Number 3, psychological reasons. You believe that too much organization might stifle your creativity, or you have to have everything where you can see it, because if you put it away, it ceases to exist for you, or you are so depressed or anxious you don't have the energy to keep things neat and organized. Obviously, managing our possessions is a positive action, one that creates a sense of peace and of personal space and strengthens our feeling of being capable. It's a boost for our self-concept. Psychoneuroimmunologist Dr. Paul Pearsall says that we can best manage stress if we give ourselves an island of calm that we can retreat to every day. As a teen, you won't be able to have control over the whole house, but you will have control over your room, your personal resource, your island of calm. Journal time. So, if you have your drawing of your room from the last session, pull that out and flip it over to the back. If you don't, just pull out your positive action journal and turn to a new sheet. When you're ready, list all the things you do in your room. Those things could be sleeping, eating, studying, getting dressed, storing your stuff, having time with friends, listening to music, or so much more. Make that list and keep it open for the next part of our session. Now, draw the walls of your room again. Pretend like we've taken everything out of your room and we're going to start from scratch. Next, divide your room into different zones. Those zones could be a sleeping zone, an equipment zone, storage zone, a reading zone, and even a homework zone. Some of you will have a music zone, an art zone, a skateboard zone, a gaming zone. This is the principle you'll be following. Organize your stuff around your life instead of organizing your life around your stuff. Using your colored pencils, color your new room in bright colors for each zone. Once you're done with that, redraw the stuff in your room that you want to put into those zones, but only put back the stuff you really, really need. I will show you mine as an example. So I did not use colored pencils. Instead, I wanted to use colored paper. Okay. And so I love colored paper if you are any of my members and you know me. And so this is, you can't really tell, but it's a bright orange. And so this is how my room looks. I have stairs that go up into it, and my bed is in this really cool, like, corner that's indented into the room. And so this is my sleeping zone. Over here is my gaming zone that I am going to use when I want to play any video games on my computer or on my friend's PlayStation or things like that. Here is my meditation zone. So I have this big furry blanket that's on the floor with pillows and all my stuffed animals around, and so I can meditate and sit in peace right here. Over here is my beauty zone, and I'm going to be getting a vanity to put over here so I can do my hair, my makeup, and everything like that. So here are all my different zones. And so what I want is when I'm in the sleeping zone, I feel relaxed and calm enough to instantly fall asleep. When I'm in my meditation zone, I feel peace as soon as I go into that zone because I only meditate here. In my beauty zone, I feel confident and really creative about what I want to wear and how I want to look that day. So instantly when I get to this zone, I feel a burst of like energy and confidence. When I'm in my gaming zone, all what's in my mind is super focused and ready to go. I have lots of energy to be able to play my games for a long time. And so the reason why you have the zones is because you want to make sure that the energy you put in each zone is special for that zone. So for example, if you had, let's say, a homework zone instead of a meditation zone, every time you walk into this corner, you would be focused and ready to do homework. Your mind would be trained for that. And so this is why we're doing zones, and you can use colored pencils to really make it your own, or colored paper. You can cut things out and glue them on here, so make it whatever you want to make it. But yes, here's mine as an example. This black dot is this like huge pole that it's my room. It's red. It kind of looks like a fireman's pole or something like that. All right, so here is an example of what my room and my zones and my items are. If we're doing this for real, we would have gone through these steps. So please take out your journals and write these 5 steps down. Number 1, sorting. 2, purging. 3, zoning. 4, cleaning. 5, designing. Sorting is going through your things, seeing what you need, what you've outgrown, and what simply needs to go. Things like a year-old pizza box and old raggedy socks have to go. Things like clothes that don't fit and the skateboard or skis you haven't touched for 5 or 6 years can be recycled either by selling them or donating them. Sorting is figuring out what's important to you and what isn't. Purging, number 2, is actually getting rid of the stuff you sorted. It doesn't do any good to sort if you still hang on to the stuff. Zoning, number 3, is thinking about what you want to do and where. It's how you determine where to put your desk or bookcase. Maybe those need to be in a study zone. Maybe you need a music listening zone, so you can put your big comfy chair next to your music system. Maybe your bed needs to be tucked away in a quiet, dark place in the room. Number 4, cleaning is dusting, swabbing out the gunk, washing the bedding, opening the windows, and letting the room air out, and vacuuming the floor. If you're allowed to repaint your room, paint it in compatible colors in order to help you get organized while being creative at the same time. Colors that don't harmonize will just make the disorganization even worse. Ask for help with color coordination. Designing is putting back the stuff you really want in the places where you can get to it in a way that makes sense to you. Redesigning your life so that it works for you enhances your sense of yourself and your sense of control over your life, autonomy. Then, if your homework goes missing, you only have a small area to search for it, your homework zone. And that increases your chances of finding it by a long shot. My challenge for you should be, if you choose to work on your room over the next couple of weeks. With school and the club being closed, right now is the perfect time to intentionally reset your space. If you don't have your own room, partner up with those you share it with and come up with your own group vision. If your personal space isn't a room, find a corner or a space where you live in or visit often and make it your own oasis. It would really surprise some of the adults in your life if you were able to pull this off. For today's reflection, let's pull out our positive action journals and answer a few questions. Were you surprised by any of the items you sorted through? Did you purge or keep more items? How do you think organizing your space will impact your life? I sincerely hope you got something useful from this positive action lesson today. Reflecting on how to better organize your life can be very, very beneficial to your overall mental health and success. I appreciate you taking the time to dive into this with me. I look forward to you joining me again for another positive action lesson. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thank you for attending virtual programming created by Boys and Girls Club of Kentuckiana. If you'd like to leave feedback on the program you attended today, please see the link below that will direct you to a program feedback survey. If you'd like to stay in the know about future virtual programming or community resources provided by Boys and Girls Club, please subscribe, like, and follow our social media pages. Thank you.